We are here live in Jacksonville. Really excited as we are getting ready for many of you to join us later this week. Cannot wait for you to get here. I do want to thank, as always, Cookie Billings, who helps get these calls organized, Sean Patty, who is doing tech work in the back, and of course, Chris Justice, our host, and has been able to work out this tech for all of us here in Jacksonville. I appreciate what the three of you do every month to make these calls possible. I do want to give you a little bit of a governance update with Rotary International. The Rotary International Nominating Committee met on August 4th, and probably as most of you are aware, but I want to be sure, Larry Lunsford, who's a very good friend to our zones, was selected to be the 2027-2028 International President. He has, I see already the reactions going. He's such a good friend to our zones, many of our districts. And I don't know about you, but it feels to me like he's one of us who's been selected as president. So really, really happy about that. He, of course, has been our paired trustee for 23-24 and 24-25. So Jeremy Hurst and I worked with Larry a great deal. And I know, as I said, he just feels like one of us. He is in a challenge period for one more week. So assuming no challenges, he'll be certified September 15th as the president for 27-28. And I'll mention that past Rotary International Vice President Ann Matthews was our representative on that nominating committee. In a little bit sadder news, August 11th, Sang-Koo Yoon, who was our president-elect, announced that he was resigning from that position to focus on his battle with pancreatic cancer. And I suspect most of you are aware that he passed away on Friday. September 5th. Some of you know this because I've talked about it every chance I've had, but he's truly a selfless leader, a great human being, someone who I had great respect for, and frankly was, one, glad that he was going to be our president, and two, sad that I would rotate off the board before he served in that position. I am going to miss him an incredible amount. And I know that many of you feel the same way, those of you who've had the chance to get to know Sang-Koo. On August 28th, about 2 weeks after he had resigned, the Rotary International Board met to select a replacement for Sang-Koo. And Yinka Babalola from Nigeria was selected. Really happy about that. I can tell you that both Director-elect Marshall and I have had the chance to work closely with Yinka and think an awful lot of him. He is the third person who's been selected to serve as president from Africa, only the second to serve, of course, because we lost Sam Owari before he was able to serve. So really, really excited. I think it's great. And I know that Marshall's excited too. I will mention, just as an aside, Larry Lunsford, who I mentioned in a week should become our international director nominee, president nominee, will be with us here in Jacksonville. So he'll be coming in Friday night, leaving Sunday morning, but he'll be here all day Saturday. So those of you coming down here will have a chance to congratulate him in person. I do want to share a video that was sent to me by immediate past District Governor Kevin Kendrick. This is a video produced by Kim Bratton Media. Kim is immediate past president of the Charlotte Rotary Club in District 7680. And I'm going to let this video run, and then I'll have some comments after. So please roll the video.
The night that it happened, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. At the time, I didn't know what was happening. I immediately headed out to my house on the river. And that's what led me to be there at 7 in the morning. And yeah, this is getting nasty. Holy shit. So the bridge is still there. I left my Tundra on the side of the street as high up as I could leave it. And the water was now over my bridge. Everything was gone. The house, my truck we found flipped over on the side of the highway.
So I'm safe and I'm at the fire station. We're going to wait it out here.
We are punching our way out of the roof at this point in case the flood continues. Hate doing it, but as you can see, everything in here is floating away. It's been amazingly painful. And you know what all of us want here, what I'd like is this to just come to conclusion. And we're nowhere close. And the rest of the country has no idea how bad it is here, even now.
It was chaos, so we got our instructions to go out and we started doing search and rescue immediately. The first 2 weeks was very scary because you went to places that you found a person, but there was no house, there was no bridge, there was no way to get them out, or rescue vehicle that could get there.
That is the water line from the flood of the North Toe River. It's 5.5 feet. I was here by myself to watch the river overtake the buildings. Was very scary, you know, just to think that you never think something like that's going to happen to you, and especially in the mountains. It changed a lot of lives.
So Operation Hilo was a bunch of us, we got together and we saw that there was a need. Nobody was filling. So all of us are pilots. We called our friends, we got together.
We learned quickly that in times like this, the aviation community especially, they want to help, and the community, it rallied. I mean, we had helicopters all the way from Wyoming.
The immediate need was saving people and getting people out of the area because nobody else was doing it. Since then, we've focused more on getting people into some housing. We've all delivered RVs and campers up to people here. Now the third step is we're helping the community rebuild and just general help, helping with grants.
It's been a fight with FEMA and SBA, not an assistance. Operation Hilo came along. They had set up an attorney and somebody from the government that was representing a senator, and they had engineers, and they had all these groups of people, and they were legit.
Operation Hilo has supplied the sheetrock and a lot of the other supplies, plywood. They've just been really great.
There's still people without running water. There's still people that their private bridge or private driveway access is gone. The state's not going to fund it because it's not a state road, it's a private road.
What's happening in Western North Carolina, people are still living in tents and in other kinds of dwellings that are not their homes. And we have to make sure that we get those people back on their feet again.
Rotary's been fantastic. They've been very supportive. Just the community that we have and just the selflessness of all the Rotarians worldwide.
They're trying to rebuild everything. I know it's not over yet. I mean, it's not over yet till we can get back onto our property.
Recently, we are standing on the front porch of the Trickus house. They have applied for and been denied for FEMA, and obviously it being flood damage, insurance doesn't cover it. We, as Operation Hilo, said we are going to take care of everything that you need to get you back into your house. And he looked us both right dead in the eye and said, please don't lie to me. And so to me, that gets me emotional right now, simply because a lot of these people have been told something that hasn't taken place. And that's why for us, it is so important for us to keep our promises. And we said that we were going to be here, and we are going to be here until we can't fund it anymore.
That is a powerful video, a reminder of the devastation that took place, in this case in Western North Carolina, but of course we know that's taken place across both of our zones. And certainly a reminder of the work that remains yet to be done. I want to share with you all an update on our Zones 33, 34 Disaster Response Fund. We have received over 1,700 individual donations, a total over $1.4 million, almost $1.5 million of cash, plus $500,000 in supplies. All of those supplies have been distributed to help those in need. And of the cash that we have received, we've awarded 66 grants that total $1,066,000. Almost all of these projects have had matching funds from cooperating organizations, from local clubs, from districts, to make this money go as far as we can. And of course, all of that is supplemented by incredible Rotary and community labor. We have still available $361,000 in cash. We are continuing to take grant applications because we want to help our communities. We want to help our Rotarians and Rotary actors to supplement their efforts as they help their communities respond. So just tremendous. And I wanted to share that with you. I want to thank Kim Bratton and her company, Kim Bratton Media, for sharing that video with us. That's really, really something. Switching gears a bit, I hope that you are aware that our zones established regional action plans that address membership, Rotary Foundation, and communications. And these action plans provide practical resources and tips to club and district leaders. The pioneering work that took place in our zones and developing these action plans have made enough of an impact that the Rotary International Board took action that every paired zone in the world is instructed to do the same. So pretty tremendous. Last month, Director-elect Marshall gave us a brief update on our CAP, our Communications Action Plan. That was fantastic. And today we're going to take a deeper dive into CAP. So we've allotted the main part of our program to the CAP team. And so I'm going to hand it off now to my friend, Haresh Ramsundani. I know how to say your name, Haresh Ramsundani. He is well known to all of us, has been the host of 2 separate Rotary International conventions, past district governor from District 7020, chaired the Rotary International Membership Committee last year. And he is the brand new chair of our Communications Action Plan. After Haresh, you will hear from several members of the CAP team. And at the end, you'll hear from Director-elect Marshall Butler, who was the first chair of the CAP team. So lots of good information coming to you. Haresh, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you so much, Director Patrick, and hello, everyone. Really happy to be here and to spend a few moments talking to you a little bit about CAP, or Communications Action Plan. Kind of building on what Director Patrick just spoke about, the goal of the Zones 33, 34 Communications Action Plan really is to spotlight, to support, and of course, to strengthen the public image initiatives that'll boost Rotary's visibility. It will also attract new members. And of course, it's going to increase support to our Rotary Foundation. So by providing clubs with the tools, providing them with some training and the resources to tell some amazing, impactful, compelling, and what we like to say, brand-aligned stories, we're able to ensure that Rotary's impact is clearly recognized. And not only that, also deeply felt across our communities. The Communications Action Plan is built around supporting 4 primary goals. I'm just going to change the slide so you can see those goals. They're really to identify and support the district public image chairs, to identify and support the club public image chairs, to ensure that the club websites are brand compliant, and to encourage clubs to engage in public-facing events. Now, CAP works with the Zones 33 and 34 RPICs, whom you're going to hear from in just a moment. But to support and strengthen CAP, we have 4 subcommittees: the web, the technology, communications, and the social media. And I'll put back on the screen where you get to see the team members. And these team members also have a team that they're working with to bring this entire experience to life. The web team is led by Carolyn Blocklinger. She's going to be focusing, she and her team, on enhancing the zone website and managing the digital assets. The technology team, led by Cam Chandan, will be developing best practices for tools like Google Workspace, Zoom, Dropbox, and domain management. The communications team, led by Amanda Groover, streamlining outreach to ensure consistent and efficient communication. and the social media team, headed by Sean Patty, is refining strategies to minimize noise and optimize message delivery. So looking ahead, we encourage you to leverage the resources of the CAP team. Together, we'll continue to make zones 33 and 34 shining examples, as you heard Director Patrick say, of Rotary's impact worldwide. I'll now hand over to our picks, Susan and Ashley.
Thank you, Harish. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you all about today, and this might be a reminder for many of you, is the EPIC Award. It stands for Excellence in Public Image Coordination. This is a recognition that we award to clubs who participate in monthly public image related tasks, and these tasks support some of the CAP goals. You heard Harish mention that one of the goals is brand compliance. The July task focuses on getting clubs to do an audit of all of their communication channels. So they review their social media channels, their website, and any other communications for brand compliance, and also to make sure they're staying engaged on all of their channels. The August task, as you can see on your screen here, is to create a public image plan. And in September, we asked clubs to create a content calendar to outline what sort of content they're going to be pushing out over their channels throughout the Rotary year. And again, the EPIC Award goes back to supporting clubs and supporting the CAP goals. So we need your help in getting clubs to participate in the EPIC Award. The tasks started in July and they run all the way through April. One of the other tasks is to help clubs identify public image chairs and enter the public image chairs roles into My Rotary so we can effectively communicate information on our webinars and our public image task and other important communications out to the right people in the club. The first 3 tasks are due on October 31st. You can scan the QR code there and check to see how many clubs in your district are participating in the EPIC Award. Last year, we gave out around 250 awards to clubs throughout our zones, which was an increase over the year before. However, if you consider how many clubs are in our zones, we have a long way to go to get better participation. So I'd like to see that at least double this year, but really could utilize your help in getting this information out to the clubs and encouraging them to participate. When clubs participate in these monthly tasks, it really sets them up for success. And it's stuff that it's things that clubs really already should be doing with regards to public image. We also ask them to do things like take courses in the Learning Center and tell us how they're celebrating World Polio Day and other really important activities that they should already be engaged in. So again, just visit our website or scan the QR code there and help us encourage clubs to participate in this EPIC Award, and it will really set them up for success and support those goals that Harish mentioned. And now I'll turn it over to Ashley to tell you a little bit about storytelling.
Thank you, Susan. So in addition to the EPIC tasks that we know set clubs up for success, this year, Susan and I and our teams, along with the CAP team, are really working on storytelling. And we know that stories of Rotary, just like you saw in the video earlier shared by Director Patrick, that stories help in a lot of ways, right? They remind us why they belong. They encourage people to give. They build bridges and open doors, and they recruit people into Rotary, which is what we would love to do, right? We know more Rotarians help us do more good in the world. So this year, we're really trying to make sure that we incorporate facts and stories into all of our messages. So how are we asking you to help us with this effort? So stories are going to be requested throughout the year from clubs as part of their EPIC Award submissions. They can go ahead and submit their stories in that process. And for districts, the districts have a similar EPIC challenge called the District Challenge. And during that process, we're asking for you to also share some exciting club stories. Obviously, you can also tag us on social media so we can see the cool things that you're putting out on your club and district pages as well. And if all else fails and you have a great story to tell and you can't find where to go, you can certainly email it to Susan and I. We'll make sure it gets to the teams. But we know that storytelling is really the essence of what we do in Rotary, and so we can't wait to hear more of those stories. Now I'm going to pass it off to start reviews of our committees and pass it off to Caroline, who's going to talk about our web committee. Caroline?
Why, hello. I'm really excited to talk about our updated website. Let me see if we get there. It's rotaryzone3334.org. You will find just about anything. We will find the stories that Ashley just talked about, and you will find a link where you can send those stories. You can find your Epic Award status and everything there, as Susan was saying earlier, and all that is at rotaryzone3334.org. This is really designed for leaders like you to make it easy to access all the things under one hub. So why should you use it? As I said, this is like a one-stop shop. You find everything in there that you need. And if you can't find it, let us know. We will make sure that you will find it. Second, it aligns with the Rotary Action Plan. It supports membership growth, public image, foundation giving, and leadership development. All information you will find in there. And thirdly, it helps you connect with clubs and districts and give you the bigger picture of what's going on in the Zone 33-34. Now, let me highlight some items that there is a lot going on, and I don't have the time to go through everything, but the events and training seminars, the webinars, live webinars like this one today, you find the link. You can find the link how to join a webinar. Go to the Zone 3334 or rotaryzone3334.org, and you will find the link and see also what is the next webinar, live webinar that's coming up. Secondly, you want to check out the resources and the toolkit section. This includes practical guides for membership, public image materials that are ready to use, and foundation tools that make it easy to support our Rotary Foundation. And third, stories. Stories is the big thing this year. You have stories. We have actually a blog. We have membership blog, public image blogs, and foundation blogs in there. And sometimes you even find a blog from our directors, which are very interesting all the time. So here's my call to action. Make Rotary Zones 3334.org your leadership toolkit. Share it with your teams, point your clubs and resources to it, and just see regular what's going on there. Stay informed, stay inspired, and let's grow Rotary together. And with that, I will send it over to the tech, and which is also very important, to Cam.
Thank you, Caroline. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cam Chandan, and I serve as the chair for the Technology Center of Excellence committee here. In March of 2025, we established a Technology Center of Excellence. Basically, it's a collaborative approach to focus on meeting all technology needs and delivering comprehensive solutions for every team across zones 33 and 34. The Center of Excellence team basically brings together clear benefits to our teams, right? One being it boosts productivity by streamlining key processes. We know with AI coming in and helping us in boosting our productivity, there are a lot of tools and systems that are designed to help us scale our needs and grow together. Teams will also receive ongoing support and updates with the added bonus of cost savings through bundled technology solutions. So one of the key action items that we did is we sent out a survey to all the leaders across the zones and asked them for some feedback. One being, tell us the tools that you use to collaborate with your team members across emails, forms, meetings, as well as communications, content creation, etc. And through that survey, for those of you who participated, thank you for sharing the feedback. It really helped us get a comprehensive view into what the tools being across the board. But during the time, one of the things that we did is we know that our zone has got a 501c3 status, and we leverage that to kind of save costs and actually standardize all the tools that we use. And here are some of the tools that we agreed upon collectively as a team. One is for collaboration storage. That is powered by Google Workspace and Google Drive. They are both obtained through our 501c3 nonprofit status. This allows team members full access to 1 terabyte of storage with Google Drive, Gmail, and collaboration tools using Google Docs, sheets, and slides. Of course, you also get all the new AI features at no cost too. Data gathering and workflow automation, we use cognitive forms. This covers up to 8 users. It gives us up to 20% discounts and about an annual cost of $480, which is also already budgeted by the RPEC team. For meetings and events, we rely on Zoom, just like this, where our plans support 3 user accounts at 50% nonprofit discount. There was a lot of work that was put in behind the scenes to get a discount here, and I want to thank many of the team members who are on this call. For communication needs are addressed through MailChimp. This is going to be our new platform which is similar to you signing up for newsletters at Rotary.org, and you can receive communication from the respective public image foundation and membership teams through that. And again, the cost of it is about $2,400 a year, which is covered by our RPIC team. For content creation, we understand that many districts as well as clubs use Canva, and Canva stood out to be the top leader here. And again, thanks to our nonprofit status, Canva is provided at no cost up to 50 users, which would typically be about 460 annual costs now covered in our budgets. For process automation, we use Zapier with the support of about 5,500 automated tasks. And the idea for that is if there are things that we need to do between multiple tool suites, this is the tool suite to use, right? Again, overall, by leveraging a nonprofit status, many of these best-in-class technology solutions with built-in AI are secured at little or no cost, maximizing the value for our teams across Zone 33 and 34. I would highly encourage, even for that matter, if there are any districts or clubs that are interested in leveraging these tools, please consider applying the nonprofit discounts that you leverage, right? For questions or concerns, here are all the team members in the Tech COE team. Feel free to connect with any one of us here. I want to thank our Director Patrick as well as our Director-elect Marshall for the opportunity to do so. I will now hand it over to Amanda.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, so I have the privilege of chairing the communications team for the CAP committee. Our communications team is responsible for reviewing all of the various levels of communication that everyone at the district or in the zone receives. So one of the bigger challenges, as everyone on this call knows, is that you may be getting 800 emails one day and 2 emails the next day. There may be 3 people sending you information about the same thing. And so finding the best practices for consistency and how that messaging is delivered is what our goal is on this subcommittee for CAP. So as we move forward, we are looking at a study and solutions for best processes on how all of our teams communicate across the zone for both emails and webinars in Zone 33 and 34. And we're doing that through a couple of different ways. We have members on the team that are currently, right now, reviewing what emails they're receiving, who they're coming from, how they're getting those messages, and if the information they need is being presented to them, either too much information or not enough information in what they're receiving. We're also looking at curating best practices for our membership and our foundation, for public image, for all of the different service organizational structures on how to deliver your message. When's the most effective time to do that? What platforms do you do that in, and what days of the week maybe you should deliver that so it's not getting lost in all of the noise in our inboxes on a regular basis. And so those kind of surveys and reviews from this committee will allow us to put forth better information to leaders on how to communicate to the people most effectively so that we're getting a better return on the time that we're investing. Our team, this is the team for the communications committee. This is not a team that has a ton of different platforms or technologies like Cam just listed, but it's just a process of reviewing and making sure that your message is getting to the right people and that you're getting a response back on the message that you're trying to receive. And with that, I will turn it over to Sean.
Thanks, Amanda. Hey, folks. So Sean Patty again. So yeah, to wrap up, this is going to be the last subcommittee of the communication action plan, and that's social media. So funnily enough, the social media team for zones 33, 34 has actually been active since 2023. So we're kind of into our technically third year, and over that time we've kind of learned a lot, developed a lot, and are always looking to tweak how best to really handle zones 33, 34 social media assets. Our goal here is to make sure that information, whether it's announcements, resources, anything along the lines that we think that members, clubs, and districts need, are pushed out through our various social media assets, through our various social media channels in the best way possible. Harish mentioned something earlier, and I'm going to steal his word. Right? There's always noise, and sometimes what we want to do is we want to try and filter out some of that noise so that, again, members, clubs, and districts get the information they need, and more importantly, can also find the information they need. And sometimes, as we all know with social media, you may see something one day, and the next day you will spend hours trying to find it again. So what we've come up with is a bit of a content schedule strategy for a lot of our social media assets. We've also come up with different forums in which anyone, and I literally mean anyone, can contribute content, search for content, and whatnot. Really quickly, I'll just go through some of the assets that we currently have. Again, these are zones 33, 34 assets. So we have our primary Facebook page. We have our primary Instagram account, and as we all know, the majority of Rotarians and members of the Rotary family, which includes Rotaractors and others, they are either pretty much on Facebook or Instagram. So anytime you're really looking to see anything that is being officially put out by Zones 33, 34, you can always check our primary Facebook page and our Instagram account. Both pretty much duplicate the content of each other. We have a WhatsApp public image channel. We have a Vimeo and a YouTube channel for videos. So most of the times when you're looking for recordings of a lot of our meeting sessions, or maybe some special videos or whatnot that you can share with your members in your clubs and your districts, you'll find them on Vimeo and YouTube, specifically the Zones 33, 34 channels on Vimeo and YouTube. We've more or less also maintained a LinkedIn page and a X account. And again, these are just to make sure that we cover our bases and we know some people have a preference for certain social media channels. So we want to make sure, and if your preference is for X and you like using X, that you'll find relevant information from Zones 33, 34 on X, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. And last but not least, I'll just mention Facebook groups. So we have specific Facebook groups dedicated to more or less four main areas within Zones 33, 34. The first three cover the three core pillars of Rotary: membership, foundation, and public image. So if you're ever looking for good membership content or good foundation content or good public image content, you can go to one of those very specific Facebook groups. You can even share your stuff in those Facebook groups as well. The last Facebook group, the fourth one, is an events and activities group, or an updates and activities group, where again, you are encouraged to share your club and district activities with everyone. In those cases, I'm going to say the more noise, the better. We have built-in filtering mechanisms to make sure that, no one is spamming those groups and whatnot. So please feel free to share as much as possible. Last but not least, tag us in as much of the content that you yourself and your clubs and your districts put out on social media. You can always get us at Rotary Zones 33, 34. That's our handle pretty much for every one of our social media accounts. So yeah, last but not least, call to action, right? So, wherever you can and however you can, whether it's yourself, your club, your district, join us, follow us, subscribe to us, like us, comment on stuff, and share. I can't emphasize that last one more than anything else. Share as much as you can. And if you have any questions, concerns, or whatnot, you can always contact us at social media at rotaryzones3334.org. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Marshall Butler.
Well, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. I tell you what a great team that we have. as part of the communications action plan. We were an action plan before action plans were even cool. We go back to 2020, and this team and the things that this team has been iterating on and evolving have continued to develop into the action plan that we have today. So what we're essentially trying to do as we wrap up is we are creating repeatable competencies in clubs to help them tell the Rotary story and to do more with less. We would prefer that Rotarians do more good in their communities than have to spend time doing a lot of the stuff in the background. And so that's what these tools and the technologies are going to help do, is doing more with less so they can do more good in their communities. But we need your help. We need your help to share these resources, these zone resources, with the clubs in your districts. Please make sure that club presidents and public image chairs are aware of the resources that zones 33 and 34 can provide, because we know that every club that has used these processes and used these tools have had great success. So it's just a matter of making sure that we have awareness at every club across our zones. So with that, just please share the resources so we can tell more and do more and grow more. And with that, I will hand it off to Debbie Corbett and Heather Kellen as they talk about on to Taipei.
Thank you. So we are going to take a look at what's coming.
Join us for a unique opportunity to connect with the international world of Rotary. Each year, we come together to discover the wonders of new places and create new memories. All with friends who share their perspectives, valuable expertise, and bold solutions. And showcase what's possible when we unite for good. This is the time to channel our energy as people of action, connecting our passions to purpose and creating lasting change in the world. Go beyond your club and join us at the 2026 Rotary International Convention in Taipei.
Should we go ahead? Okay, greetings, Zone 33, 34 Rotarians. Doesn't that look fun? Debbie and I are honored to serve as your zone promotion chairs for the 2026 Rotary International Convention in Taipei. And today, we'd like to just give you kind of a little taste with just a quick overview of this incredible opportunity and share some insights about what awaits you at this amazing convention location. Taipei convention dates are June 13th through the 17th, 2026. And in the months ahead, leading up to the convention, we will be hosting a series of Zoom sessions where we'll dive deeper into topics like extended travel options and fellowship opportunities, and just a bunch of tips to help you make the most of your time in Taiwan and potentially the greater part of Asia. For some of you, this will be your very first international convention and maybe even your first trip out of the country. And you might be thinking, wow, that's going to be a long flight. The language is so different. It's so close to China. Is it even safe to travel in that part of the world? And those are normal concerns, and we are here to help you ease them.
So here's the truth. Taiwan is one of the safest, friendliest, and most welcoming places you could visit. Yes, it's a long journey, about 18 to 20 hours, but once you arrive, you'll discover a vibrant culture, incredible food, breathtaking sights, and the unforgettable energy of Rotary friends from around the world. Our goal is to remove any hesitation you might have and help you step into this experience with confidence. We promise this will be a trip you look back on with awe, gratitude, and the joy of knowing you were part of something truly extraordinary. It wasn't too long ago that we were just in Canada together, and I know all of us have fantastic memories from there. For those of you who have attended a Rotary International Convention, you come to realize that it's not just another Rotary event, it's a celebration of Rotary worldwide, an incredible experience. You will be surrounded by 30,000 plus Rotarians from over 100 countries, all gathered in one place with one mission: to connect, learn, and be inspired. Conventions are packed with energy. Don't forget your tennis shoes. You're going to need them. Powerful keynote speakers, breakout sessions, cultural events, and unforgettable general sessions where you'll see the full impact of Rotary's global work. If you've ever wanted to travel internationally, an RI convention is the best way to do it. Why? Because you're not traveling alone. You're doing it with Rotary friends from your district, from your zone, and around the world. I know personally, I have a travel buddy that I travel with often for Rotary events, and I've gotten to see many places in the world that I wouldn't have otherwise. And Taipei is expecting us. They are expecting us from Rotary Zones 33 and 34. These convention cities really roll out the red carpet for Rotarians.
So to get you a little oriented to where Taipei is located, here's a quick look at a map. You can see where Taipei sits in the north of Taiwan, which is a country just off the coast of China. You can see Hong Kong is not too far away there. On this next slide, we're going to zoom out a little bit. Here you can see Taiwan in proximity to some of the other fun countries that you could potentially visit: Japan and South Korea, Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand, all incredible places to potentially expand your trip and see more of Asia. So be on the lookout for those Zoom invites where we will explore and assist you in planning those extended trips. If this is your first trip out of the country and don't feel comfortable traveling outside of the convention area, or you just want to focus on Taiwan, there is much to see, and you could spend really several days just in Taipei alone. So we're going to go through some of these slides quickly. Here's some of the shopping. Doesn't that look fun? To the bustling Taipei night markets and that iconic Taipei 101 skyscraper, which is on much of our logos. That's a fun thing to Google, by the way. There's a lot of history there. You have the temples, museums, breathtaking mountain scenery that you're going to, that you will be sure to want to explore. The food scene there is worth the trip. Bubble tea and dumplings and pineapple cake. And if you are coming to Zone this next week, we have a fun pineapple cake surprise for you in your goodie bag. The street food will be causing you to wish you'd done this much sooner. And something unique to Taipei, well, not to Taipei, but really Asia. But before you leave Taipei, you will not want to miss the chance to experience Taipei's unique tea culture. And if any of you have ever gone to some of the parts of Asia, Japan, they have these historic tea houses, modern tea gardens that really turn that tea experience into something unforgettable. Doesn't it all sound amazing?
It really does, Heather. And I know also the Host Hospitality, they have all kinds of events as well planned for us. I know myself, Beth Trotter and I are going to be doing one of the signature events beforehand. We're going to be riding around Taipei cycling with 120 other Rotarians before. The host districts are also planning many different cultural activities, hospitality nights, and events that'll give you a Rotary experience in Taiwan. I'm really looking forward to the opera night. But here's a little bit more about the Taiwan cycling tour and the InPolio 3K and the 12K. And you can go to the registration site and sign up for these things as well. There's the opera and the orchestra. So Heather.
So we are here to answer all of your questions. And as mentioned, we will be providing some informational Zoom sessions to help you in the process. You'll hear from experienced Rotarians who have attended conventions before and can share tips with you on flights and transportation and some of those fun side trips. So please reach out to Debbie or myself with questions, or if you have any difficulty navigating the convention website. And also, if you haven't read it yet, there's a great article in the August Rotary magazine about Taipei and the upcoming convention.
Yeah, so the Rotary Convention is about belonging to something bigger than yourself. It's where you see Rotary's mission come alive through stories of impact and connections with global leaders and friendships that last a lifetime. If you ever wanted to experience the global magic of Rotary, this is it. Don't miss the chance to be in Taipei. It's going to be unforgettable. And don't wait either, because registration costs increase as we get closer and hotels will fill up quickly. So secure your spots early, as you don't want to miss out on the excitement. And one final tip I'd like to add as well is whoever is coordinating and leading the efforts for your district with registering people and getting people excited about Taipei, you know, you can get a list of the people in your district who are going to Taipei and start a WhatsApp group and, you know, start building those connections with people within your own district and start talking about what you could do together. So see you in Taipei and see you sooner in Jacksonville if you're coming.
And I think we're turning over to Chris.
All right. Thank you guys very much. We're going to do a lightning round of what's coming up next, and then we're going to get you off to your breakout rooms. All right. So Monday, September 8th, that is going to be our next MAP webinar. And hey, that's today. So go ahead and get registered and be ready for that at 5:30. We have Foundation Matters. That's coming up September 18th, also at 6 p.m. What's this one? Okay.
Public image.
This is our public image. Their monthly webinar, September 23rd at 6 p.m. And of course, we're at Currents of Creativity now, so we can skip that one. And our ICA call Tuesday, October 7th at 5 p.m. That's going to be Zone 33's ICA call. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get you out to the breakouts. Today, we just have 3. Communication Action Plan. You can meet with any of the folks from the Communication Action Plan that presented. They will be able to answer all your follow-up questions. Also, our Taipei Convention presenters are going to be in their own breakout room. And then, as always, you can visit with the RI director. We're going to go ahead and close these out at about 12 minutes today, so we can get you out at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to open those up now, and you guys can all pick your room. No need to return to this room. Enjoy your breakouts, and we'll see you next time.